So how are you, Arnie? What are you looking
I'm
forward
very
to?
well, and I'm just a visitor from Brisbane, and I'm really happy to be here as a guest
Beautiful.
because I'm not in the Queensland Link Up group
Yep, no, that's good. So,
from Northern New South Wales.
Northern New South Wales.
Yep.
Lovely. So it should be a good night, tonight?
I'm hoping, yes, it will be.
Lovely.
Sure it will be. Thank you.
How are you? How's your week been?
Good.
Yep. What do you think tonight's going to bring?
Good celebration of Link Up's 35th anniversary, and hopefully there's some good stories and some good entertainment.
That's it. Good food.
Good food.
Yeah, and we're all together.
Yeah, and all mob together here.
And see your speech up there shortly, eh?
Yeah, I'll be up there.
All right, Uncle.
Vegan, thanks, eh?
Good to see you. What are you looking forward to tonight?
Tonight's going to be a special night, meeting all the people and seeing everything and all the activities and everything for Link Up tonight.
Everybody coming together good, eh?
Yeah, fine, it's great.
Everyone's looking sharp. You're looking sharp.
It's good, it's good, it's good to clean up like this. Be able to see people and just have a good time tonight.
That's it. And I'll see you in there.
All right, thank you.
What about Sugar Shane over here?
Hey Josh, how are you?
Good, mate.
Looking forward to tonight, seeing all our deadly mob all dressed up and having a good night.
That's it, eh?
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to tonight?
We're looking forward to the whole show. It's going to be great.
It's going to be good.
A proud night.
That's it. 35 years.
Yeah,
Long way to go.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
What
Go
is
to
it?
bring home,
We will trade lanes, dust in my eyes, sun in the sky, and you on my mind. Oh, 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 longing for a place to call home. Soft pearly white sand to call my own, my island home. She's so pretty, so blue, and all the trees are greener there too. On my island home, the spirit's still strong, and I will ask the wind to carry me home, back to my home. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. La 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 la, the sun and the moon, she follow me oh, wherever I go, wherever I'll be. Sunrise and sunset, they're never the same. 'Cause there are different people around the world sharing my game. On my island home, she's so pretty, so blue.
My name is Ben Mitchell. I've been invited to be your MC tonight. I'm a Miriam Walgal man from the Torres Straits, born on Gimui, Wallaby Dingy country in far north Queensland, and I worked with Pat for a while with the NAIDOC committee, and it's great to be in this setting and to be part of this honouring and celebrating the achievements of such a wonderful organisation. And so Eso for this invitation to be here. And what I'd like to do is first of all invite the chairman of Link Up Organisation, Mr. Sam Watson Sr., to address us, and then straight after him we'll also invite Wally Tellis to come up as well and address us and speak to us. Sam.
Thanks very much for joining us tonight for this very special event. My mob come from a little bit south of here, down around the Beamley, Mount Jamboree Water Ranges, the Wanjabara people. Our language is Yugambeh language, but I have blood ties and kinship ties right the way through to the Jagara and Yagara peoples. On my grandfather's side, we come from the Bidagala country, the Wiri language group, and I've been formally adopted into the Clay family from Palm Island, Kalkadoon country up there at Mount Isa, and up in the Wick country in the Cape. So I've got a big family right across the state. So it's an important event tonight as we look back on our 35 years. It's been an interesting journey. And ironically, just in the last few days, we said farewell to Bob Hawke. This is in the second year of his government, 1984. Bob Hawke became Prime Minister in 1983, and he injected significant funds into Aboriginal programs, and that was maintained by Paul Keating later on. So those Hawke-Keating years from 1983 right the way through to 1996 were very important for our people, because the primary organisations like the legal service, the medical service, started in the 1970s, and it was around that time that the Protectionist Acts wound back. And here in Brisbane, we had large numbers of Aboriginal and older people coming into Brisbane to try to reconnect with family, try to find out where their mob were, because large numbers of our people have been brought up in those dormitories and other places. So they'd come to Brisbane, and in those early days, they'd go to a place like Musgrave Park. So we knew the legal service and the medical services that we had a very large challenge in front of us. So as part of our programs at the medical service, we started the Aboriginal Islander Child Care Agency, and out of the Aboriginal Islander Child Care Agency in the early 80s, we then moved to a standalone Link Up network, and later on Link Up became an organisation in its own right. So Link Up has achieved an enormous amount in these last 35 years, reached out and touched very, very many lives. And it's just been a pleasure and a privilege to have been involved with Link Up, and it's just hard to put into words just what this organisation means to our community.
Good evening, everybody. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the country in which we meet, I thank them for the welcome. I acknowledge Sam and the board of Link Up, Pat and her wonderful dedicated staff, and most importantly, the members of the Stolen Generation here tonight. My name is Wally Tullis. I was a caseworker who worked at Link Up some 25 years ago. I was only 6, no jokes. At this early stage of my life, I previously worked in youth justice and then had the opportunity to work at Link Up to right the wrongs of the past. Continue to be there for our communities for what is one of our saddest stories. Continue to provide the hope for those who still have the hole missing in their lives of not being and meeting their family. And more importantly, continue to keep bringing them home. Thank you.
My family, including my mother, who recently was able to find a cemetery of a lost family member of ours and go and put a headstone on an unmarked grave, and the sentimental and emotional value that had in terms of reconnecting, not just in life, but in connecting in terms of death as well, is something that is immeasurable. And I can't say that enough, and I can't speak to that enough in terms of what it does to one's spirit, mind, heart, and very essence of who you are and who we are. The numbers of people impacted in terms of removal and stolen generations is estimated to be over 50%. We also know that there's connections between that record or those numbers and people who find themselves in custodial care or in front of the police are more likely to be poor and unwell.
Reality took over everything. Wake up, it's time to go. Wake up, go on my own. It started with a hope, a dream. 2, reality took over everything. Wake up, it's time to go. Wake up, go on my own. Chasing my dreams, oh, I thought that it'd be hard. The stars are so close, they're not so very far. And the stars and the moons agree with me too, that the light shines on me like it shines on you. And the path that I'll choose will always be bright, 'cause the light shines on me like it shines on you. Na, na, na. Oh, yeah, mama.
I was flown to Emerald Hospital and in court the next day, when then placed in Berrily Children's Home in Rockhampton. This was not a nice place. My brother and my 2 sisters, Monica and Elizabeth, had joined me there some time after. When I was 12, I was told my mother was very ill in the hospital and not expected to live. She died a couple of days later. I was told it was not in my best interest to go and see her. Not only was it in my best interest to go and see her, they thought it wasn't in my best interest to go to her funeral. So I never really knew where she was buried. Yet they did, never ever told me. Until last year, I found where her grave was. And I'm 55 now. And so my journey still goes on. And I remember asking her, I recall crying and asking her what her mother was. as I had no recollection of her or what it was like. I only knew being in a home, and to me that was home. I honestly do not know how I survived. But I've found out since I've been to Link Up has disturbed me beyond disturbing. And I'm still wrestling with some of the stuff now of what I've read and what I've found out from my research. Truth will set you free, but it'll disturb you first. This experience has now become my voice, my truth, and I think Sorry Day Singers my treaty. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for the Honourable Jackie Trad, our Deputy Premier.
I want to acknowledge Brian's story, and I've heard it, this is the second time I've heard it, and every time it is an incredible story of separation, but also of redemption and resilience. In the 35 years since being established, Link Up Queensland has been a strong voice. Link Up Queensland has walked hand in hand with members of the stolen generations on their journey of struggle, strength and resilience. Sunday is National Sorry Day. It marks 22 years, and I can't believe it's been 22 years, since the historic tabling in the Federal Parliament of the Human Rights Commission's Bringing Them Home report. The report of the National Inquiry into the Separation of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children from their families. The Bringing Them Home inquiry found that between 1910 and 1970, not one Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander family had escaped the effects of forcible removal. They were sent to missions and reserves in Cape York and the Gulf, to Woorabinda, Palm Island and Barumba, which we now know as Cherbourg. People were moved more than 1,500 kilometres by cattle truck from Cape Bedford Mission on the Cape to Woorabinda in central Queensland. Some didn't make it.
Connected through our healing, connected through our dreaming, connected through our healing. Bring them home, brothers and sisters, bring them home, bring them home. Bring them home, brothers and sisters, bring them home, bring them home. Bring them home, brothers and sisters, bring them home, bring them home. Connected through our dreaming. Bring them home, brothers and sisters, bring them home, bring them home. Connected.
and standard of humanity that far exceeds those that came before you and did those terrible things. You set an example of what being noble and strong and honourable is all about. And I thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight, to be able to share that experience. I, of course, want to acknowledge the tremendous work of Link Up and its ongoing work to bring them home. And I hope that one day in the future you will have brought them home, and that we will come together as a people and be able to share.
What's your identity? Tell me, where do you come from? What's your identity? Do you know where you come from? You may be ashamed of your name, where your family's from. Your language could be different, or you groove to another song. Now, don't denounce your background or who you are inside. Stand tall and be counted. Give off your unique vibe. What's your identity? Tell me, where do you come from? What's your identity? I just want to know, what's your identity? Do you know where you come from? What's your identity? I just want to know. Well, it's our own expression, the specialness within. Let your soul shine on those where you can. Our culture plays a part, and duty now would close your heart. And your spirit voice as well should be listened to, not shared. What's your identity? Tell me, where do you come from? What's your identity? I just want to know, what's your identity? Do you know where you come from? What's your identity? I just want to know. Well, if we were the same as others, how boring would we be? The Creator made us different. From Mother Earth's sake, you see. What's your identity? What is yours? Tell me, where do you come from? What's your identity? But even I just want to know. Do you know where you come from? You gotta be proud and strong. Yes, you do. Do you know? Tell me, where you are. Well, I'm a married, strong woman. That's my identity. Do you know where you come from? What's your identity? I just want to know, what's your identity? No messing about. Tell me, where do you can you tell me? I wanna know. What's your identity? Do you know where you come from? What's your identity? I just want to know.
You know how we go with, no shame, but it's part of that journey. So good stuff that the Link Up have decided to include them in the program. So without further ado, first of all, let's invite on stage Brother Callum Ambrose. You're up there, my friend.
Hey Brisbane, how you doing? Give me some love. Oh, nice. I just want to say thank you. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here to celebrate with you guys 35 years of the amazing work Link Up Queensland has done. So thank you. Oh, one of the regulars over here. As I look around, all you mob looking deadly, all on time too, of course. White fellas, I see you too. Don't be ashamed. Just so you get the jokes, just laugh when a black fella laughs. If there's no black fella next to you, just raise your hand like this and go, ENF, and an Indigenous person will be assigned to you. One of my favourite jokes I like to do is, hey black fellas, how you doing tonight? White fellas, I didn't know you guys were coming. Kind of like the first fleet, my ancestors didn't know either. So I was we perform in Melbourne in the International Comedy Festival under Deadly Funny. And with Melbourne, I didn't know the weather always changes. Like it went from hot to cold to rainy. It's always changing, like a woman's mind. Is that why they call it Mother Nature? But what if we had Father Nature? You know? Oh, Father Nature, what's the weather today? I don't know. Go ask your mother. If you look at the colour of my skin and look closely at my facial features, you see that my Irish and Scottish heritage stands out the strongest. If you laughed at that joke, thank you. If you didn't, you either didn't get the joke or you're comfortable with a white person doing blackface. I like that one, eh? I like that myself. But before I go, I'll just finish on this one. We have so many educated, deadly blackfellas, young and old, so I wouldn't be surprised if we had an Indigenous Prime Minister in the next couple of years. Thank you. I wasn't talking about myself, but yeah. No, but what if we had a real wild missionary Prime Minister? Ooh, he's the next one. But you know, what if we had real wild missionary Prime Minister? How would he go at the press conferences? You know, do you remember when the Russian ships were on the Australian waters, sent to taunt us? You know, how would he go? Like, Prime Minister Bungie, Prime Minister Bungie, how will you respond to the Russian ships on the edge of Australian waters? Eh? Russian? Rush who? They want to rush me. They know where I live. Tell them come around here. I got the biggest mob. My brother boy, he just got out of jail. He right to go. My sister girl, she just pushed out that baby. She ready? Thank you. But how would he go if Australia was in debt, you know? Asking for loan till next week. Yeah, but I'll pay you back next week, next Thursday. You know, mowing your auntie's lawn for a couple extra dollars. You know, because he's the first Indigenous Prime Minister, you think he's deadly, he can call up anybody. You know, even the President of the United States. Not the current one, maybe Obama. You know, he just pull out that phone like real deadly ways. Good evening, Mr. President. This is the first Indigenous Prime Minister of Australia, Prime Minister Bungie. I would like to get a loan of beep, beep, beep. Hello? My name's Colin Emerald, guys. Thank you so much. I love your energy. We need to keep it going. Keep it going. Next up, we have Leon Farwood.
So my Torres Strait ancestry comes from the Yuga Ramle in the east of the Torres Strait and the Mualgal Isalgal people in the west. My Aboriginal ancestry comes from the Kukumini, Kugialanji and Girime people of far north Queensland. I'm a proud blackfella, but I won't lie, it's hard being a proud blackfella when you're brown and look Indian. But I love my people and I love my culture. One of the things in particular that I love about our culture is our proficiency in non-verbal communication, so body language. And I especially love the nod. You guys know what I'm talking about, the nod. Blackfellas will know. You can be out in public, a sea of people. You feel like you're the only blackfella there, but you look across the road or across the way and you see that other blackfella, and they look at you and you look at each other, and then the nod happens. And they nod back. Go to the bar, and I'll see that old uncle there, and he'll look at me, and I'll look at him. I'm going to stop it right there. Because we all know that if I look at him and if he nods, and I nod back, soon he'll come up to me and ask me two questions. What's your name and who's your mob? Then what follows is a 10-minute discussion on our family tree, going back several decades, several generations, but it'll always end with, see boy, I'm your uncle.
Goodbye, thank you, Leon. Hello, everyone. My name is Maggie Walsh, Bookerman woman from Palm Island. Yes, I know, I look deadly. But I borrowed this, yeah. I always think I'm a bit of a disposable person. I will use something and then give it away. So, and I don't have a lot of stuff, but that's my choice because I like to travel light. But before I start, I'd like to pay my respects to the traditional owners here tonight, elders past and present and future. On the program it said I'm doing comedy. Yes, I am, but I've also been asked to recite a poem I wrote about growing up in the dormitory on Palm Island. So this is called Christmas Time. Getting flogged at the age of 8. A strap across the legs for not standing straight. Where was my mummy? Where was my mob? Through teary eyes I'd sob. Footsteps echoing down the hall. The smell of carbolic permeates the air. All the other girls would stop and stare. The sound of the bell ringing tells us that it's dinner time. Have to go wash our hands and faces and stand up in line. Now, before we eat, we must say grace. We must also mind our manners before taking our place. The sound of cutlery on chipped enamel plates. The smell of boiled cabbage hangs in the air. I pretend I'm not there. We will be singing Christmas carols tonight. Don't we look all shiny and pretty in our frilly dresses of white and not a pair of shoes in sight? On the back of this big old truck we would stand and sing Christmas carols to the white folks only. The melting candles, our little black hands burn and sting. And then on the ground we'd be a-scrambling. Them old white biddies chucking us lollies thought the sight of us pickaninnies quite funny and quite jolly. That night I tried to sleep in my bed. Thoughts of my mummy go through my head. Through the window I see the moon. Mummy will come get me, I know she will. She'll be here soon. Christmas morning with no wrapping and with no name. Each and every one of our gifts were perfectly the same. I had never had such a gift. The smell of something new. Over time, the longer I was there, thoughts of my mummy were becoming just a few. But I suppose my only comfort was being my precious doll, the one I got for Christmas, which was exactly the same as all the others. All here like me, all here without our mothers. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I want to also acknowledge Gracelyn Smallwood, who's here. Gracelyn came to the healing camp as well to support our clients with her wisdom, her wit and her humbleness. Keep up the great work, Gracelyn. Gracelyn's been a great advocate of our people spanning many, many years, so we really appreciate that. I'd like to ask the Link Up staff if they could please stand up for just a minute. Our researchers do an amazing job searching records to put together the missing pieces for our clients, for their family history. Their job is not an easy one. They face barriers in accessing records in some institutions. Donna makes these kind of events happen. Our Link Up events are coordinated by Donna, and you can see her creativity in the room tonight. So thank you very much, Donna. Ruth Lolly's been working with Link Up for 10 years now. What an achievement. And we'd like to pay tribute to her professionalism and the knowledge and the experience that she brings to our organisation and to our community. Ruth is held in high regard in her field around the country. Talking records, you're talking Ruth Lolly. So Ruth, please come forward and accept this gift.
has taken me completely by surprise. Otherwise I might have been waiting by the side of the stage like the others. Even when I looked over the program for tonight, there was nothing to mention anything of the sort. I'd just like to say thank you very much, and I have no words. The last 10 years have been a real honour and a privilege to work at Link Up. I think that in that time, the clients I've worked with and the staff I've worked with have imparted to me something that is precious and has developed me as a person, both personally and professionally. And I most certainly still have the passion and the research that we do to reunite our stolen gem, and thank you.
Sam's been just a staunch advocate of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people and our rights. You know, the number of people that call the office looking for Sam because, you know, they need him to advocate for them is unreal. But we know that Sam's been around a very long time, taken up the fight for our people at every opportunity across every spectrum to make a difference in all of our lives. So we really want to respect and honour that tonight. So thank you very much, Sam.
As I sat there pondering just some closing remarks before we invite our final performance to take us throughout the rest of the evening, I'm trying to understand. I remember Uncle Sam Watson. I see him on TV, and because of my two uncles that live in Brisbane, Uncle Steve Mam, who's passed away, and Uncle Bel Zaloa who's down here now, my other uncle. I always see those guys together, and it's always moving to see the work that these of our elders, men and women, and this organisation has been wonderful. So as I try to sum up what does Link Up do other than what we've shared here tonight, in my words and my feeling, it's I think it just goes to show with Pat and Sam that they lead with their heart, and they work. This work is about heart work, and I think we're heart surgeons in this organisation. We turn the hearts of the children to our fathers and mothers, and we turn the hearts of our fathers and mothers to our children. And as I think about that great hard work that's done, I too want to add my gratitude to be a part of this event and to be able to celebrate the great hope and the great work that's done.
There's something in your eyes makes me lose myself where I belong. Thank you. To Link Up.